In this episode, we visit La Playa Canyon and Kennebec Pass. This morning we're with Colorado Outback Adventures. This morning we're taking a Jeep tour, but they also do river rafting and kayaking down here too.
So yeah, this is the La Plata Canyon we're going into here.
Okay.
If it's part of the San Juan Mountain range, sub-range, which is part of the Rockies.
Right.
So there's plenty of sub-ranges, which you probably know around
That's
Colorado.
what I didn't know, if it was still part of the
Yes.
Rockies.
If you said to someone, hey, yeah, we're going to Colorado, we're going to hang out in the Rockies. Well, that could be anywhere, tens of thousands of miles, right? But if you say I'm going to the La Platas, well, this is very specific. If somebody looked at a map, they'd know exactly that it's down in the southwest corner of the state, which is part of the San Juan National Forest as well, which is about 3 to 4 million acres of national forest. A fellow by the last name of Riviera came through around 1590, and we think because there was some silver mining already happening in South America, they probably stumbled across some silver up here, and that's how it got the name the silver or La Plata.
Thing, and this is different than what I remember from back east or even in the Midwest where you guys are from, is that when you establish a town here, especially around mining, there's a good chance that that town no longer exists today.
Right, because once the mining's done, people move on.
They bail out. However, at one point there was, a dozen or 15 different buildings in here, and you can look online and see what it looked like when there were some buildings. There was one somewhat famous, at least locally famous resident. Her name was Olga Little, and she immigrated from Germany with her family to Chalma, New Mexico, then came up to Animas City. But as a woman, your place wasn't necessarily in the mines, right?
Right.
You were a boarding house owner, you were a cook, certain things that you could do that were acceptable. Well, she's like, no, thanks. I don't want to do that. I love to be outside. I love to be around my horses and my mules. She started adding to her mule team, and eventually she decided she wanted to be a mule skinner. So she saw there was an opportunity to take these provisions up to the mines, and some of these mines are at 11,500 feet. They're up high. And then there was a blizzard that came through up high at this place called Neglected Mine, and she heard that 17 miners were stranded up there. So she gets her mule team together, takes her all day to get up there from down here. Then she gets them. She brings them down, takes them all day to get down, whether they were on the mule or kind of holding onto the line between the mules. She brings them down. Now, these guys consider that she saved their life, which was really cool when you think about it.
Bedrock Creek and Bedrock Falls.
And I had read just recently that this was a pretty productive place to pan for gold.
Okay.
Somewhere on this creek. I don't know if it was exactly here, if it was above us or was below us, but somewhere on Bedrock Creek, when the miners first arrived here, the first thing that they did, they'd go after the easy stuff. They wouldn't dig into the side of the mountains. They'd try to pan for gold. So this seemed to be a pretty productive creek or
So that
stream.
would make sense, because then that way, that would give them a clue as to
What's upstream?
And I'm going to show you, that's really good 2 plus 2 right there. I'm going to show you a spot which I think indicates that, exactly what you said. This is an example of what you just said.
Let me clear all the way from here.
This is a test hole that miners came to here, and they probably had heard from friends, or the word was out that, hey, Bedrock Creek, there's some gold in this creek. That meadow is, and those evergreens are, that was once a pretty thriving, bustling mining town called La Plata City. And imagine at its peak, there were about 500 people in here. It was serving over 1,000 miners that were in this canyon. 307 on it. That was the general store and the post office for La Plata City.
Okay.
There's one back there. They're actually fixing it up. The one kind of behind you to the right.
Most of the road was bumpy like this. All Lorianne and I could do was to hold on and to enjoy the ride. there you go. Oh, that's a good.
It's out there about 30 feet from us down to the right.
Yeah.
It's called Proposal Point.
Okay.
See that? You see the vein of silver there?
Down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a vein of silver.
Right there. Okay.
You couldn't walk into a bank and say, hey, give me a buck for this.
Right.
You got to process it, right? The slide started from the left, above us to the left here in this gulch, and came down across the road and then went up the other bank.
So, does the avalanche start more from, like you get snow and then it gets warm and then top layer turns ice and then you get snow and then ice?
It's definitely a big part of it. Exactly. You're exactly right. Yeah, Lorianne. That.
Oh, it came right down that valley.
Yes. So if you look to the left, you're going to see old growth trees to this side, to the left. You'll see old growth trees to the right. But down the middle, you don't really see a lot of older growth, right? You see smaller stuff. Well, nobody came up here and timbered this. They didn't come through here with a saw. That's just because this slide happens a lot here.
And then if you look across the stream to the right, you're going to see that outward bound camp, which has been partially destroyed.
Hit those trees 30 feet up and sheared them off. Okay. Or it came down lower and hit them with such force that they whipsawed, and the tree broke at that 30-foot mark or thereabouts. Hey!
Whoa!
You gotta move, buddy.
Look out. Come on, just move your butt. That's pretty remarkable that snow has that much energy.
You wouldn't think, right? It's not mud or rock, it's snow.
We're talking over 30 feet
Yeah.
of snow.
Yeah. It's falling. And then, of course it evaporates throughout the season and then melts.
From Tomahawk Basin to Colorado.
I'll mention that again as we go up the stream. Saw there, there's some more of those east and west.
To the right, where you've got that crevice, and it's a different colored green coming down.
In the wintertime, that gets really piled up with snow. And so that's one of the last little drainage areas to have the snow melt in the summer. There were pockets of snow there just 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Wow. Is that snow?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's some snow down here. Yeah.
We call it snurk.
Snort.
So at one point, most of Colorado was covered by a sea. And then the glacier comes through 20,000 years ago, and it carves that and exposes that face. It's a little bit more impressive in the early summer, but here it's kind of the snow melt is pretty much done.
Somebody just asked me how much they enjoy flowers, wildflowers, and I guess they enjoy them pretty much because there they are.
That's an individual that's been kind of doing some mining for a hobby. And I've heard that fellow was a retired doctor.
And what year?
I don't know. That's a good question. My guess would have to be probably before 1920, but I don't know that for a fact. So this is Cumberland Basin. Up there, kind of in front to the right, is the notch. That's a man-made feature on the mountain here. And it's not nearly as long as the Appalachian Trail. That's about 2,000 miles or so. Well, the difference with the Colorado Trail is you have 90,000 feet of climbing you have to do.
We came up to that pass.
We want to thank all of you for watching our videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Also hit the like button.
And then ring that bell so you get alerts every time we post a new video. Here, the Kennebec Pass is just gorgeous. Yeah, it's just beautiful. There's Lorianne hiking the trail.
Yeah.
If we want to get on the actual trail, we probably should head back.
We turned around because we were not on the actual Colorado Trail.
We're on.
Our guide got us back onto the right path.
Here we are on the Colorado Trail. We got to thank Colorado Outback Adventures for bringing us up here to the top. It's just gorgeous here. We really appreciate the view and the scenery. Thanks to John and his crew for this.
What altitude are we at?
So about 11,500 feet of elevation.
All right.
Snowstorm Peak there to the left, and as we pan to the right, you're going to see Diorite Peak,
Okay.
over 12,000 feet,
That's over there.
and then Lavender Peak. It will be a little bit straight ahead there. That's another one over 12,000 feet, and then back further you get into Shark's Tooth.
Okay, we're on the Colorado Trail. We can't hike too long. We don't have that much time here at the pass, but we just want to see the peaks around this area and the bowl, and it's just gorgeous. I'm breathing heavy. You know, you get old and fat, you can't help but breathe heavy. But oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. From Denver to Durango on the Colorado Trail could typically take 30 to 40 days. It's over 400-mile route trip.
There's my wanderer.
There's Lorianne coming down to me on the trail. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Right, Todd and I are still on the Colorado Trail. We're headed back.
And back to the summit for our ride back down. So we'll be going back down into that valley and back to town.
Behind you.
Yeah, because there's a...
Yep, there's your sign, yeah.
I've seen several hikers come out that are walking the Colorado Trail. We didn't go in that far, but still.
The ride to Durango is all downhill, with a few bumps in the road. We had conversation about many various topics on the ride down. We learned about a few good restaurants in town.
Off of our balcony, you've got
Okay.
action. It is. Whoa! Thank you.
See that? It's a good thing you noticed that so quick.
I know. Like I said, I reached in, said my cell phone, and I got to take care of these two things, and I could take the jacket off.
You're lucky. You should buy a lottery ticket today.
I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I lost my cell phone, right in here. Thanks to John for turning around.
You know, the back wheels could have run it over.
Oh, for sure. And there's another Jeep coming down right behind us here now.
Yep.
So that would have easily squashed that.
Shows you how far down the river is. It's Olga Little's house. She's the mule skinner who helped this valley and miners grow.
She supposedly spent her final days.
Billy Lamar's ranch is right here. Sword of Truth. Looks like it's for sale, honey. You want to buy it?
Sure.
All right, Steamworks for lunch. Steamworks was recommended to us by our Jeep tour guide. Yeah. And here's the brew house, so Steamworks. Colorado Brewers Guild, the state of craft beers. And here is our menu board. We have pork stuff. Here we go. We're both having trout here at Steamworks. Looking forward to eating some seafood, lake food, fish food.
River.
Yep, what she said.
Who would have thought we come to a brewery to get some delicious trout dinner? This is so good. Enjoy.
So the food's great here at Steamworks, but I'll tell you what, the ale's pretty good too. I'm having myself a red, and it is scrumptious. Cheers.
Come back for our next episode as we visit dams, reservoirs, and so much more.